What day is it? It's the 10th. It's the 10th of August. The 10th of August, 2015. I'm at the Treehouse. We got here the middle of the night 2 days ago, and I've been here helping to transition, get things sort of set up. We've been just trying to kind of gather ourselves up and get things as settled as they can be for the time being in this new routine. My honey's going to be up here with her mom and our dogs and cat, and it's a big adjustment for everybody. Tomorrow I'm going to get on the road and head south to follow the mammoth herds. That's the metaphor I'm using. That means going to where the work is and aggressively chasing it down. There are two things I wanted to talk about today. We weren't sure 2 days ago how many people were actually going to show up and help us get our stuff packed into the moving truck, and then the moving truck to the storage space, and then out of the truck into the storage space. We had more people show up than we had anticipated, and every one of them, actually, it's probably a lot of you watching, so thank you. Every single one of you who helped us get through this really difficult move. I want to say thank you, but I also want us to express gratitude. And gratitude for me is a little more complicated, because I think it implies a little bit of responsibility on my part. What do you mean, Yeti? Speaking for myself, I didn't get anywhere in life. I didn't achieve anything without the help of people who cared about me. And there's a very popular sort of myth in our culture about the rugged individualist who claws his way up claws their way up, pulling themselves up by their bootstraps, I think is the popular expression. And I do not think that is an entirely real thing. I think we all, in some way, receive some kind of help from somebody, and it's important to recognize that and to recognize our own place in playing that role for other people. Oh, I was going to say something about Cicero. He was a dude. He was Roman. He lived in Rome. He was a philosopher and poet. He was very important. He lived about 1900 years ago. Cicero said something like, I'm going to mangle this. He said something like, gratitude is the parent of all virtues. I think he said something like that. I'm going to keep that in mind. I'm going long on this. I'm going to turn the camera around for a second. I want you to see this. So this is the view from the treehouse. This is what my honey's mom wakes up to every day. This is in the Sierra foothills, and it is just a whole different world from the one that we just left and that I'm going to leave tomorrow morning. Very different life up here. It's not entirely without its compensations. I was out on the balcony last night watching the Perseids. The night skies up here are amazing. There's a town nearby, but it doesn't throw off any appreciable light pollution, and I was able to see the Milky Way with my naked eye in I don't know how long. I was seeing meteors every couple of minutes. The meteors that I was looking at, actually I wasn't seeing the meteors themselves, I was seeing the trails they left as they hit the atmosphere so fast that they actually kind of were stripping the air molecules apart and causing them to glow in their wake. And all that stuff came from the inside of a comet that left this trail of debris, and our planet orbited through it. That blows my mind. Here's another last-minute mind blower. This area, 15,000 years ago, was covered with a sheet of ice a mile thick. And when you drive through here, you pass through these fields of enormous house-sized boulders. And they look as if they've been just carved flat. That's the result of that mile-thick sheet of ice grinding away at the rock a couple inches every year for tens of thousands of years. And we're all kind of just Johnny-come-latelys. And that thought, which I'm going to leave you with, it brings to me an odd combination of just feeling utterly, completely unimportant, microscopically insignificant, and yet that thought brings a certain kind of comfort. I can't really explain that. Let me know if you have any thoughts on that. I'm hitting the road tomorrow. I'm going to try to post this and some earlier stuff tonight. And if I have the opportunity, I will post something from the road tomorrow or after I land.